Hello everyone, I'm Jellyman Kelly. This is a video that I did quite a long time ago. It's about these two different ways, that's four. It's about these two different ways of reading kanji. There's Onyomi and Kunyomi. I like to call them something different, but honestly Onyomi, Kunyomi, it's a little bit confusing. So I tried to boil it down so that it's a little bit easier to understand. But if you're just not getting enough Japanese content, come check out my Twitch channel. We do lessons Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. JST. I'll see you there.
Studying in the US, they didn't teach me that there were different, they didn't teach about Onyomi, Kunyomi, like the different readings. Nobody taught me about that. I'll show you this. I was doing a lesson with somebody. So I'll show you guys this. There's some other stuff mixed in here, but this is what I call it, patent pending. I call it block reading. And this is very new. I just kind of thought of it when I was doing the lesson, but it kind of works. Block read, because onyomi and kunyomi, like, what does that mean to you? Like, I hear it and I like still means nothing to me. Like, I usually probably mix them up when people are talking about them because they mean nothing to me. Like, I know how to read kanji. That's how it is. Like, I don't think about onyomi and kunyomi that much. Like, I know that they are different and I know how they differ. But I would call it like block kanji, so like block reading and word reading. Like block reading and word reading. So block is like when you kind of, and I'm still not sure if this works for everything, but as far as I know, it works for everything. Block would be like, you have a block, because, you know, kanji are kind of like in a square, right, for the most part. You got a block here, a block here. When you put two blocks together, that's a block reading, okay? Usually when the kanji are two together, and there are exceptions, like there is for everything, but they still follow these rules. And so we have gakusei, which is student, and then manabu, right? Block reading would be when there's like two or more kanji next to each other. They're blocks. So you have gakusei. Same with shokuji, okay? They're blocked together. But when it's a word, either it's like it has like hiragana in it and it's part of a verb, or let's say it's an adjective or something like that. I would call that a word reading. We've got, and then we've got the word reading, right? I think this makes sense. So, taberu. So even though, why is it different? Well, this is a block one. It's got two kanji next to each other. This is a word one. This is a word like in itself. So you have manabu, taberu. And then, so here we have, it's shoku here, and then this means like thing, basically. But it's ji here, shokuji, which is a meal, like a thing that you eat, like a thing, eat thing. But alone, it's koto. So it has different, and this would be a word, like an alone word. It's just one kanji. And there are exceptions and stuff like that. I'll just give one that is, it's an exception, but it's not. So here you have tori atsukai, okay? So technically, this is a word kanji, all right? You have, so tori atsukai, just put aside what this means for now, but it's basically two verbs put together. Tori atsukai, which is like the way you handle something, or like handling. So we have two verbs, toru, which is like to take, and then atsukao is like handle, okay? Sometimes you see this kanji, you see this word written just like this, okay? It's two kanji, and so based on my rule, or based on onyomi, kunyomi, doesn't matter, this should be read as something different. But it's just shortened. There's a bunch of examples, but it's shortened. It only happens with stuff that is very commonly used or written. So you can't do this with like every single kanji, but it happens sometimes. But it still follows the same rule, okay? Like the original word is tori atsukai. Both of these are word readings. And so even though it follows the block reading rule, it's still read as tori atsukai.